So, yeah, so my name is Amir, and I found John on Twitter, like probably like everyone else probably will. Initially, it was just like, Twitter threads on like seed oils and other, like things that I had never heard before, but was like, becoming more and more widely accepted. I was like, holy shit, like this is actually working. Um, so I came into the coaching just like being very open-minded. Like I actually didn't really know what I wanted. And when I said like, hey John, I want to be like, and I realized it as I said it, hey John, I want to be the top 1% of health and fitness in my age group. And he's like, hey, like I don't get this request that often, but like, dude, I'll work with you. And he really like took that into heart. It didn't feel like a course that was like a one-stop shop, like everyone does the exact same thing. It was very, very customized to like the things that I was aiming for and the effort level that I was willing to put in. And I think that's what I was like looking for. So yeah, thanks. I definitely got all the value that I put in, 100%. I'll say that right now. Every dollar I put into this, I don't regret a single bit. I've learned so much from you. A lot more than just like reading your Twitter threads, getting the personalized advice, and just like getting to be around the presence of like how you approach things in health. Like it's not just like the specific thing you said or that specific thing, but like the general orientation you take towards things. That's been a really helpful thing for me to learn.
Good.
I think if I look back at these last 3 months, I think so definitely one of the biggest things was supplementation. Um, I kind of had this view towards supplementation where I was like, yeah, like I don't want to be dependent on something, right? But what talking to you, like reading your Twitter threads, but also just talking to you made me realize like we just don't have access to those nutrients, no matter how well we eat. So it's not a matter of like, oh, you're taking this thing that's gonna like it's like cheating. It's like
Yeah.
if you want to live a normal human life the way the body was intended to, you have to supplement because you're just not going to get enough of it in your daily food. So that was like a really big mindset shift that opened me up a lot to the idea of supplementations. I think the second one was just realizing that it's worth it to spend extra on quality ingredients,
Yeah.
not only because it like feels a lot better going down, but it also just tastes better. And I wasn't expecting that. And then I think finally the last thing is the exercise. Um, exercise is like one of those things where it's like it seems really scary and daunting because it's like it's a pretty low. There's not a lot of barriers to people like having a voice in exercise, right? Like anyone can go to the gym and start lifting up weights, and within a few months be like, okay, like I think I know what I'm doing, and like give a lot of advice. I think what I learned in particular from the program that you gave me was that there are a lot of movements that you want to do slow and repetitive, which feels boring and it feels like you're not going as fast in the moment, but it actually like completely jacks up the growth spurt. Like it was just crazy. Like I hadn't done bench for like 2, 3 months, and I'd just been doing those dips, right? That you had prescribed me, but doing them like super, super slow. And then like, holy shit, my bench went up like 35 pounds. And this wasn't like, 225 to 250. This was like 125 to 155. Like that's a crazy percentage gain. Let me tell you a win that has nothing to do with exercise last week. My surgery was on Thursday, right? So I was like, you know what? Every meal I eat this week is gonna be 100% home cooked healthy shit. And I'll tell you, man, the day of the surgery, I couldn't sleep the night before. I thought it was like 4 hours. Dude, I only took one day of strong painkillers, and the next day after was just Tylenol. I haven't taken any pain medications after 2 days after the surgery. They gave me Percocet for 5 days. I stopped taking it after day one.
Insane.
And my healing has been incredibly fast. So like I just I honestly like really like thank you, man. I think you've had a really resonating impact